Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, this is the Bulldog Tech. Today, we're going to look at installing Open Code, start using it, and create a small project. First up, let's see what Open Code is. Looking at Copilot search, Open Code is an open source AI coding agent that works directly in your terminal, providing intelligent code assistance and integration with multiple AI models. This is very similar to Claude Code. Open Code is a flexible open source AI coding assistant designed to work in the terminal, and it can access over 75 LLMs. This is a differentiator between Open Code and Claude Code, and here are the key features. There's terminal-based AI assistance, uses the language server protocol, we have multimodal support, open source and free, there are productivity tools, inbuilt like plan mode, etc., and it's easy for installation. Today, we're going to install this on a Windows machine. The first thing we need to do is install Git for Windows. So let's download the latest version. I'm going to run through and accept all the defaults. I don't need to read the release notes. I'm just going to finish. Next, we need to install Open Code. I'm running on Windows. I'm going to copy this command, open up Git bash, and install. What we need to do now is add the path for Open Code into our environmental variables. So let's open that up. It's over. Let's find my system path. Let's edit. Let's create a new path. So that's going to be c:/users.opencode/bin. That's okay there. Now if I go to my terminal, for the purposes of this demo, let me change PowerShell to run in unrestricted mode. Run it as administrator. Now I can check my execution policy. I'm already unrestricted. Let's close this down. Let me close this down. Here is our new path. Here's the path that we've added. So let's OK this, close this. We can open up a new terminal window and run Open Code. And so now we're in Open Code, so we can do /model. There are some free tier models that we can choose, and then other popular providers. If we do Control A, these are all of the providers that are available. Now we can just ask some questions. And our answer comes back of some things that we could do with code editing, search, file operations, terminal commands, etc. Let me close down some of these things. Let me create a new project. Let's call it similar, but let's do Open Code. Let's enable citrus detection and SAST. Okay, copy this. So let me escape out of here. Let's go to documents. Let's do make dir add guard home Open Code. Add guard Open Code. Actually, let's run Open Code from here. Okay, can you clone the following Git repository into the current working directory? Place that there. What it's saying is Git is not installed in my system path. In our environmental variables path, we also need to make sure that the Git bin folder is there so that Open Code can use Git. So I've just added this. Let's open up our terminal, documents, go to there, and then I can run Open Code. Can you clone to the current working directory? So I need to sign in. My Git credential manager authentication has been successful. I can close this, come back to here. The repository has now been successfully cloned into the current working directory. Create Dockerfile that will be used for running code. That's now finished. And we've got a Dockerfile and using a docker-compose.yml file, which on the surface looks correct to me. One of the things that I like to do is use VS Code. Let me launch VS Code and see if we can integrate VS Code with Open Code. Let's go to our extensions. Let's find an Open Code extension. Publishers SST. Let's install that. Yes. So let's go back to here. Let's open a folder. Let's select this folder. Yes. trust the authors. And so we already had the GitLab CI CD YAML file. The GitLab YAML file was the original one created when we created the Git repo. And now we have a Docker-compose file and a Dockerfile and a basic README. But now from here, I can launch the open code in a new tab. Okay, so let's do an init. We'll create an init file in the repository. This will create a markdown file that describes this project. So every time we open code with this project, whether it's on this machine or another machine, or if you have multiple people working on the same repository, you can all work by the same rules. So we have the agents.md file. Let's go take a look at that. Interestingly, it's decided to use Go as its language preference. So now that you update to GitLab runner. So even though I have a typo, OpenCode has recognized that and understands that what I actually meant was running on the same host. It's created an updated GitLab CI YAML file. We have build, test, and security. We've got the add guard home latest. It's running Docker in Docker because GitLab is running in Docker itself. We have the build stage. We have a test stage, testing the add guard. So we have testing the Docker-compose stage, doing some cleanup, some SAST, security. Still got the same Docker-compose file and the same Docker file. Let's commit these files to our repository. Let's auto-generate. Let's commit and sync those changes. Okay. So now when I come back to here, if I do a refresh, all of my additional files are here. I've got the agents. I've got the Docker file that we created, and I've got the Docker-compose file that I created. So let's come back here and let's see. Can you update the README.md file with rally information? Please include Mermaid diagram. That's now run. We have a new README file. Here's the Mermaid flowchart diagram. README pieces. So let's create a git commit message. Let's commit, yes. Sync those changes. Let's come back to our repository, do a refresh. And now when I look at the README file, we have a Mermaid diagram and a quick start on how to use add guard home, run in Docker, all the testing that's done, all the volumes that I needed. This is going to fail as I don't have a GitLab runner set up at the moment. There is OpenCode installed and configured for running in VS Code. Hit the subscribe button so you can see what I'm going to be doing next with OpenCode. Catch you all on the next one.